Do you ever feel drained, anxious, or unsure of yourself after spending time with someone? What if the people closest to you are unknowingly holding you back? Toxic relationships can hide in plain sight, often disguised as concern, honesty, or even love. These subtle behaviors can erode your confidence, create self-doubt, and keep you stuck in a cycle of negativity. Today, we'll uncover 3 hidden signs of toxic relationships so you can recognize them, protect yourself, and take control of your life. Let's get started. In friendships, toxic behavior can hide behind a mask of loyalty or closeness. Here is a malignant sign to look for. Our first sign is false concern. It is when someone's words seem caring or supportive on the surface, but are actually rooted in their own insecurities and fears. Here's how it looks when this kind of behavior shows up. I have a friend who has worked as a banker for a long time. All his family and friends were proud of him because he worked a respectable job that paid good money. However, despite all the benefits he gained from the job, my friend started to get really bored after 2 years. Work became monotonous and he hated the routine. He started to lose passion in life. He'd always wanted to become a concept artist. In fact, he'd been preparing himself for years to take on this role. He finally made his decision to start a new career in concept art and handed in his resignation. At that moment, he called his friend to tell her about the news. Expecting words of encouragement, instead, he was met with skepticism. His friend said, "Are you sure this is the right move? Banking is lucrative, but artists struggle to make a living." When my friend came to me, ravaged with self-doubt, he kept telling me, "Maybe I'm not ready. I have experience in banking, and perhaps it's the most stable career for me." I challenged his negative thoughts. I said to him, "Yes, banking is stable, but stability won't make you happy. You have a talent that many people do not have, and you put in hard work and effort for this. That's worth far more than any paycheck could give you." From that day, he stopped looking for others' approval and started focusing on his passions. Today, he's thriving as a concept artist, doing what he loves and living life on his own terms. False concern can be stifling and nerve-wracking. When you're constantly surrounded by people who question your decisions, but they're disguised as caring, it takes away your confidence and induces undue anxiety. Over time, this can make you second-guess your choices, hold you back from taking risks, and ultimately hinder your progress. Instead of moving forward, you might find yourself paralyzed by the fears that were never yours to begin with. Recognize when someone's concern is genuine or actually coming from their own insecurities. Don't let other people's fears limit your potential. Trust your own instincts and focus on what truly matters to you. Toxic behavior isn't just limited to friendships. Family relationships can be even trickier because we're often deeply connected and feel obligated to our family. Here is a crippling sign of toxicity to watch for. Gaslighting is a form of emotional manipulation that makes you doubt your own thoughts and decisions, leaving you unsure of yourself. Let me tell you another personal story to illustrate this. My family invested in my education, enrolling me in a business administration faculty. However, after graduation, I chose to become an English teacher. I love teaching. It came naturally to me and offered invaluable experiences that contributed to my personal growth. But some family members expressed subtle disapproval, questioning my decision. They'd say things like, "You have so much potential. This job is exhausting and pays very little." At first, I brushed it off, but over time, their comments seeped into my mind. I said to myself, maybe they're right. I have a high GPA. I'm talented, and yet I'm undervalued. I should switch to a business career. That thought kept replaying in my mind, distracting me from my work and diminishing my passion for teaching. Gaslighters have a way of preying on our insecurities, positioning themselves as the voice of reason. This can be especially insidious when it comes from family who we believe have our best interests at heart. In the long run, this toxic behavior prevents you from trusting your instincts and keeps you from pursuing what truly makes you happy. This will eventually slow down your personal growth and leave you feeling stuck in a cycle of self-doubt as you're constantly wondering if you made the right choice. Be mindful when someone's advice starts to sow the seeds of doubt into your mind rather than offer genuine support. Trust your instincts, honor your own choices, and remember, the only validation you truly need is your own. Finally, let's talk about toxic behaviors at work, where it can impact our professional growth. Here is a major toxic sign to look for. Micromanagement is when a manager excessively monitors and controls every detail of your work, leaving little room for freedom, creativity, and autonomy. I was once working in a school where there were multiple supervisors who constantly oversaw my work, even on minor tasks. For example, every time I submitted a well-prepared lesson plan, they changed a few words, then presented it as needing improvement. I felt they didn't trust me as I was constantly being micromanaged, making it hard for me to do my job freely. I quickly spoke out against this with the school principal, and they thankfully understood that this level of scrutiny was unnecessary. Micromanagement can be overwhelming. When you're constantly monitored and corrected, it discourages you from taking initiative and proposing new ideas. In the long haul, this toxic behavior can stifle your creativity, limit your career growth, and make you doubt your own judgment, leaving you feeling stuck and undervalued. If you feel overly controlled in the workplace, assert yourself and set clear boundaries. A healthy work environment should empower you to take charge of your responsibilities and grow professionally. Looking back on my stories, I realize that recognizing these toxic behaviors was crucial to preserve my well-being and take charge of my life. Now you know how to spot these 3 hidden toxic signs in your relationships. Recognizing them is a powerful first step to draw your boundaries and set expectations. So if you're constantly feeling drained, anxious, or doubting yourself, now is the time to look at your relationships. Have you ever experienced any of these signs in your life? Share your experience with us in the comments below. The world would definitely benefit from your story. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for part 2, where we'll dive into practical steps to handle these behaviors. Stay tuned for more practical advice and insights to improve all areas of your life.